Hello and welcome to the next Smite God build. Sorry it took so long to get this one out. I've been busy with Pokemon Let's Play and with some school stuff and whatnot. So we're doing Raw this time, so let's take a look at what we've got here. The first item we've got is Shoes of the Magi. Basically your basic starting mage item here. Some magical power, some magical penetration, movement speed. Next is Obsidian Shard. I've got Obsidian Shard here second, but I definitely think you could switch that with Warlock Sash over here, since Warlock's Sash builds stack. Typically want to get stacks up, builds up faster, so I definitely think you could switch these two back and forth and it would still be a pretty good build. Next we've got Chronos Pendant. This is just a ton of cooldown reduction, which you'll definitely need with Raw, and some magic per second and magical power. Next we've got Soul Reaver, but again, I think you could switch this up with Rod of Tahuti, which is the last item here, because Rod of Tahuti is just a ton of magical power. But Soul Reaver, let me talk about this a little bit. It's a really good passive where when an enemy god takes damage from your abilities, they will take an extra 15% of their maximum health in addition to the damage from the ability. And then if multiple gods are hit, the one with the greatest maximum health takes the extra 15%. This is a very good item for Raw because he basically has two attacks that do damage. So if you you're basically relying on a lot of single hit damage. So you want that single hit to do a ton. And with Soul Reaver's passive, you really can do a ton of damage with it. Then I've got Beads and Sprint for the two active abilities. So obviously you can upgrade Beads for insta-win Ares, and then Sprint, I just leave that as usual. And abilities, I like the basic, the basic lineup that the game already gives you for leveling, so I haven't messed with this at all. But let's go into his abilities a bit more here. For his passive, it's just a speed upgrade for when every time you use an ability, you just gain some movement speed. This is his main attack here, Celestial Beam. It's a line, so it just goes in a straight line. It's a really slow moving line, so it can be a bit of a pain to hit, but at the same time, it's very hard to think you've dodged it, but then take another step and you end up running into it. So it's very good for taking out minions. It basically nukes minions pretty freaking fast. His next ability is Divine Light. This is a very weird ability. It's supposed to be a slow, but I mainly use it as a blind just to bug the crap out of anyone that's going after me. You're only going to use this if you're trying to escape someone, so just remember it's there. It's not a great ability, but it's there if you want it. So the next ability is Solar Blessing. It does some dot ability, or some dot damage on enemies, and then heals a good bit. So it's a very good healing ability. And then you wouldn't think it does a whole lot of damage, but when you actually max it out, it does tick pretty decent. So definitely don't forget about this if you're trying to push up in arena, or if you're just trying to harass, nickel and dime some enemies down. I've gotten some kills off it, just sticking it right on someone that's dead and running away. So definitely don't forget about it for offense. And then Raw's ult. It's not a snipe, but it's got crazy range. It's a huge line that he shoots out, and it does a ton of damage when it's maxed out, as you can see. Basically, it's 700 plus the 581 we've got from power, and when we've got all of our abilities, and then you could get that 15% from Soul Reaver, and this thing is a nuke. And when it's maxed out, definitely be careful though. It's very easy to miss, but if you can land this bad boy, somebody's going to be having a bad day, no matter if they're built freaking tank or not. But let's get into some gameplay here. So, one thing I think you have to understand with Raw is that he is unlocked when you first start playing the game. He's one of the free gods that the game just gives you. And with that being said, he is without a doubt one of the easiest gods in this game to play. With that being said, you're not going to probably be dropping any 20 kill games with this guy anytime soon. While he can do some very solid damage, he just doesn't have ridiculous damage ability like Cuckoo or some other mages do. He's very solid, but you're not going to see someone drop 20 kills with Raw. It's not possible. That's one of the things with this build, is to try and get solid cooldown reduction so you can get his abilities out a bit faster to do more damage, but you're just not going to... Don't expect to go running up with Raw and just straight face roll everyone. He just doesn't work like that. What you're getting with Raw though is solid damage, definitely some killing ability with his ultimate, and one of the best minion killing attacks in the game with his line attack. So basically, if you're playing Raw, don't expect a huge game, but at the same time, know that you can definitely lay out some damage. You can kick the crap out of minions. You can heal your teammates. Raw, while being a jack of all trades, isn't really the master of too much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just, he's a very solid god, and with this build, you're basically looking to kill minions, throw out your line attack every once in a while to hit some enemies. It does hit pretty solid, so definitely don't overlook it. And then, I mean, throw out your heal every once in a while on your teammates if they're lower on damage. Just please do not engage with Raw. He does not take he does not take damage well. He will get nuked. Don't forget about your blind and slow if you're getting chased, or if you're going to try and peel off someone. So just, Raw's a very, very good team player god. You might overlook him. He might get overlooked by someone who's running around as Stanny and freaking dropping 20 kills. But know that he'll definitely do his part if you can play him right. You'll lay out some good damage, get some kills here and there. If you're playing with someone like Freya, you can actually set up a pretty good combo where she picks up a god and then you ult them as they're falling back to the ground. So that's definitely a really good trick there. Definitely don't forget about that. If you see a god get picked up, go for it. But just don't engage. Kick the crap out of minions. Throw out your line attack on gods while your tanks and whatnot are engaging. Try not to get ganked by a Loki or someone. Just basically be a good team player. That's what you're looking for out of Raw, I think, for the most part. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoy and get to play some good Raw.